But Arkansas and Kentucky, College Game Day is headed to Bud Walton on Saturday, and we're going to be joining them with our January edition of Hoops on the Road. Tristan Ferris from A Sea of Blue will be joining us for that Kentucky-Arkansas game. Yes, I know we're cheating, but this is year one of this series, and yes, we're going to stick to budget and stay in Fayetteville for going on the road on this. But it's really because like Kentucky's there, and you're going to watch about like 6 to 7, NBA draft picks on the floor at any given moment. You will not go the first 35 minutes of this game without there being a future NBA player on the floor. It's not going to happen. There's that much talent in this game. Now, this game is between two coaches who have a lot of respect for each other quite a bit. Both Cal and Muss are former NBA coaches. Cal has called Muss one of the best player developers in college basketball, and Muss has basically said the same thing about Cal. There's also that great story between how Cal let Muss know that he was getting fired from the Dominican Republican national team a few years ago. Just a really fun history between these two. But since Muss has taken over Arkansas, Arkansas leads the series between these two teams. And in fact, both these coaches have found more success in the other team's building than at home. Cal beats Muss and Bud Walton in 2019 and in 2023, and then Muss beats Cal in 2021 and 2023 in Rupp. It's given birth to a new era of the Kentucky-Arkansas, not quite a rivalry. Probably the best we've seen since Nolan and Pitino were the coaches here. But Arkansas stinks this year. Who do you guys got, Jordan? If you want to go ahead with the pick, go ahead first with that one.
Yeah, I probably won't go as in depth as y'all probably will, but I will say Kentucky will win this, and I think it'll probably be by 12 to 14 points if I had to guess by the end of the game. Kentucky, I was afraid of this because Cal has been stuck under a rock for the past 8 to 10 years playing a very slow, deliberate offensive system. Now they've sped it up. They're number one in fast break. They're one of the faster teams running and gunning this year. And they've got dudes now with, Reed Shepherd, you can just throw out there on the winger in the corner and shoot 80, 70, 60%, whatever he's shooting from three. And then Antonio Reeves has always really been good. Now they got Big Zeke, the legend. So you've just got so many weapons on this team. You haven't even covered Ahmad Bradshaw, DJ Wagner. There are so many guys on this team that are just playing so well right now. And I think that speaks for itself, how they dominated Georgia and then they dominated Georgia and then they let them back in the game. Same thing they did to Mississippi State. They jumped out to 20-plus point leads and kind of let them sneak back in. But I feel like that Texas A&M game kind of woke them up. They were sleepwalking against Florida and Missouri early on in conference play. But they're really hitting their stride offensively, consistently scoring 90-plus points a game in conference. So give me the Cats just because I don't think Arkansas is going to be able to score, over 80 points this game.
Yep, fair enough. Maddie, what are you thinking here?
Yeah, I'm seeing Kentucky grab a pretty easy win here. But that is if we continue to see the same Razorback team that we've been seeing. The only way I see this Arkansas team even getting close and making it a game is if we see that Duke Purdue team that came out and actually put on a show for everybody and played decent basketball that we're kind of used to seeing from this Arkansas team. But that's kind of looking like it's going to be a stretch. So I'm taking Kentucky pretty easily in this one.
Yeah, South Carolina shouldn't have come in and beaten Arkansas and Bud Walton. That's pretty much just my case in point because South Carolina, I'm going to be very clear about this, was not a team that should have come into Bud Walton and win. They're not that good. The thing is that Arkansas is that bad, given stretches throughout this point of the season. And yeah, they played great against, that exhibition game against Purdue, put up 100 points against UNC Wilmington, who's an excellent three-point shooting team, and beat Kentucky and Rupp, blah, 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 blah. Duke, whatever you want to say about Arkansas and finding ways to win, and even that Texas A&M game, they find a way to win in a must-win situation. The difference here is Kentucky is an outstanding three-point shooting team. They have a great offense, and this is probably the worst defensive team Eric Musselman has put on, and they allow a lot of points around the perimeter as well. Even though Kentucky's defense is not the best, it's very much middle of the pack in the SEC. Their offense is outrageous. and it's hard to stop. Jordan just said it a minute ago. Look at all the names he just listed. All those guys are an offensive threat, and they can do it in different ways. You got DJ Wagner, who can penetrate paint at any given point and can shoot the three a little bit. You got Rob Dillingham. You put the ball in his hand, and he does something special. Reed Shepard can't miss from deep. And then, of course, as he mentioned, you've got Big Z, who's just now stepped onto the floor and, is better than Victor Wembanyama, according to
That's all we need.
All they need. Yeah, all they need, according to Big Blue Nation. So I'm also very much expecting Kentucky to overwhelm Arkansas with offense. So I'm going Kentucky for this one. For those of you who are curious, yes, Kentucky is favored on KenPom 88-81 by 74% in Bud Walton. I'd also pound the over in that game if I was a betting man and put more points down for Kentucky, and I'd imagine they're going 90 plus in this game.